My 32F boyfriend, 36M, of 8+ years won't marry me. I've been with my boyfriend for 8.5 years, and we've been living together at his apartment for 5 years. Like any long relationship, we've had our ups and downs, but in the last 2 years, everything has been great. I know he is my person and I am his. He's a great guy, not just to me, but to friends, family, and strangers. Cares a lot about me, shows affection, communicates well, has financially supported me while I finished my degree, and we have a great time together, both on a daily life basis and on special events like travels and all. We pretty much are already living a married life, without kids, but that alone doesn't fulfill my dream of marriage. I want a celebration of our love. I want to share this moment with our friends and family. I want to be a bride and plan this major life event with him, and I have voiced this to him a few times. A few years back he was unsure of our future together, but we worked on our relationship and are in a great place. So now when I talk about planning a wedding and marriage, he seems to be on board with it. At least he entertains my thoughts, but so far I haven't seen a ring. I've kind of given him 2 ultimatums. I won't invest any money in buying a bigger place together if we're not married. We've been cramped in his bachelor pad for the last 5 years and are getting tired of it. And I won't celebrate double digits of being boyfriend and girlfriend, but even that seems like too long of a stretch now. But honestly, I don't think I have the courage to walk out of an otherwise perfect relationship, so I just keep dragging this and building resentment with every anniversary, with every time I see the surprised faces of people who ask how long we've been dating, and with every wedding of people in our circle. I just feel stuck while everyone else around us is moving on with their lives. How do I get him to finally propose, or at least admit he won't ever do it, so I can be free of these bad feelings of uncertainty? Too long did not read. I've been with my boyfriend for 8 years, living together for 5 years, we love each other, and live a happy life together. I want to move forward with our relationship and get married, but he won't propose, and I'm getting tired of waiting. How do I get out of this limbo place? Edit for clarification and things that have come up in the comments. I'm not from the US, so maybe it's a wedding culture thing there, but where I'm from, we just love a good party, any party. When the reason for it is to celebrate the love and union of 2 people, it really brings people together in a very unique way. It always gets me emotional even as just a guest. That's what I love about it, and dream of having as a bride. There's nothing to do with having a big fancy event to post on social media and live my Disney princess dreams. Even the ring thing, I was talking about it figuratively. It isn't a tradition for the men to get the fiancé an engagement ring. This just got popular here recently. Usually they both get their wedding bands and wear it on the right hand till the wedding. Legally, I'm sure there are differences between my country and the US, but marriage pretty much affects the same aspects of our lives. Even roommates have contracts, their names on a lease or something. I don't have any legal ties to him right now. I understand some people can live together for many years without it, but for me, this is important to feel secure about our future together. About kids. Since the beginning I knew didn't want any, and he didn't have a strong opinion about it, and was okay with anything I decided. We still talk about having kids, to check on each other, and see where we're at on this matter. I've been having second thoughts, and he is still on board if I decide I do want to. But that's not the reason I'm upset I'm not married after 8 years together. I haven't asked him directly if he wants to get married and why recently, so I haven't gotten a straight answer since a few years back when it was a no. I've been just casually touching on the subject to try to get a glimpse of where he's at, and he seems positive, acknowledging that we are in a much better place now that we worked on those issues. So after reading all the comments that I really wasn't expecting to get, I realized the next logical thing is to have a direct and honest conversation with him. I just need to figure out how to approach it. We have a big trip coming up next month, so I'll probably wait after that. Thank you all so much for your input and advice. I appreciate all perspectives. Bluntly put, you can't make him do anything. Confront him and have an honest conversation about it. You want marriage, full stop. If he doesn't, then you're better off walking away. I watched a Steve Harvey episode, and this girl wanted to be married so bad. She stayed with this guy for 10 years, and he never married her. She stayed with him because of all the years and history/life they built. But finally she left. And shortly after he found another woman proposed to her within months and got married. She asked Steve, why didn't he do that for me? And Steve said, because you weren't the one. If a guy really wanted to, he would. It doesn't matter how many times you ask or beg, he would just naturally want to make you his. So I always tell people, never settle, and what one guy won't do another guy will. Stop wasting your life for the bare minimum on somebody that doesn't want to give you it. If he hasn't proposed yet, and that's what you want, and he knows you want to be a bride, I don't think he's going to. That's a deal breaker for me. I would break up cause you're already growing resentful. Ultimatums don't work. Go check out our /waiting_to_wed. Doesn't seem that communicates well, works well here for either of you. He should be able to have a conversation with you on how he sees this long term, and you shouldn't give him ultimatums for something like this. Did you ask him honestly what's his view/plan? You have 3 literal options. 1. Propose to him. 2. If marriage is important to you, give him an ultimatum. 3. If marriage is important to you, and he is not with it, find someone who will marry you. My husband, 35M, cheated on me, 32F, and blames it on being poly. I need to know if I should be leaving or trying to make this work. What would you do in my situation? This is a throwaway account, but I will be monitoring it. Okay, so I, 32F, have been with my husband, 35M, for 15 years, married for 5, and we have 2 kids, 9F and 4F. We have had ups and downs, but the last 18 male has been extremely difficult. I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer back in May 2024, and then September we were told it is no longer curative, and I have maybe 5 years left. So I've been doing chemo to prolong my time here, and with chemo comes a lot of tiredness, and stops me from being able to do housework or be intimate often. Tiredness, and I'm toxic while on chemo itself. So hubby has had to pick up the slack a lot around the house, and put his own wants aside when it comes to the bedroom. About a month ago we were laying down, and he told me that he figured out he had some childhood stuff that he repressed due to bullying when he previously spoke about it as a teen. I was open and listened, and he eventually came out and told me he thinks he is polyamorous. I acknowledged how hard that was for him to tell me and his feelings, and then told him I'm not okay with him doing that, and that he could explore that when I'm dead. I'm into the dark humor since cancer. He agreed, and we went on as normal. Recently we went overseas on a family holiday to make memories with my family and our kids, and I went through his phone because for the last couple months he has been talking to some girls he met on Threads, and he usually tells me the convos. It's mostly about books or their lives, but something inside me told me it wasn't so innocent. He was looking at his phone and smiling while typing, and he was just on it a lot. So I checked his phone and I found messages with other women, yes, more than one woman. I went off on my own for a little bit, and then confronted him about cheating, and he apologized and said he still loves me, and he is sorry. But I kept checking that phone, and I see him saying stuff like, I'm poly. My wife is not, but she knows, and saying I love you to other women that he has never even met. My problem is, it feels like he is just using being poly as an excuse to cheat because I can't sleep with him as much and have been a bit emotionally closed off due to my situation. We put the full talk aside until we got home from holidays, and now we are home, and will likely be talking soon, but I don't know what to say. He is my carer, he does 80% of the housework, he drives me to chemo and sits there for 4 hours every fortnight, he reminds me to take my meds, he cooks when I can't. Do I stay with someone who I don't even know if he really does love me out of connivance? Or do I leave and die alone feeling unloved? I've been with this man since I was 17, I thought we'd live until we were old and gray. I already lost that chance with cancer, but now I just don't know what to do. I'm so hurt over what happened, but part of me is just numb to pain and bad things now that maybe I could just pretend for the rest of my short life. It's a wild excuse. Sorry sir, you know you were doing 150 in a 30 zone. Yes officer, but it's okay cause I'm a racing car driver. My bad sir, on your way. JFC. Poly is not a sexual orientation. It's an agreement between consenting adults to be in a relationship with multiple people. Your husband is a good old-fashioned cheater. There's nothing lower than a guy cheating on his terminally ill wife. Nothing. Plus he has daughters. Ask him how he would feel if that's how they were treated. Guy cheats on wife going through chemo. Focus on healing, then leave his ass. Being poly and in a monogamous relationship doesn't mean you can just cheat. I'm bi and married to a man, but in our relationship we are monogamous, so if I slept with anyone else, I'd be cheating and same for him. Preference doesn't make the rules for each relationship. Have y'all had any discussion about him having poly privileges? If not, he's straight up cheating, no need to call the whole poly thing an excuse. Face with monocle. I 26/F found out my girlfriend 27/F slept with 2 of her best friends. Is this okay? I just found out my girlfriend had a threesome with her childhood best friend and her boyfriend, who is also the father of their child. For context, we have been together for a year and a half and have told each other about our pasts, but this was never brought up, and come to find out she has slept with her other long-term best friend. I get a one-time thing, but now this is two of her best friends. I don't judge, and I know we all have a past, but these people are still very active in her life, and they are all still very close. She wants me to meet them, but I feel some type of way knowing what I know. I feel like it's all I'm going to think about when I see them. I've had chances to meet them, but all have never worked out, which is also upsetting, because I would have been around them, not knowing the full story. I wouldn't care if she never saw them again, but now I have to make them a part of my life as well. I'm not exactly jealous, but I definitely do feel insecure about it. Since then we've been having intimacy issues. It doesn't feel special to me anymore. Overall, I would say we have a healthy relationship. We communicate, well, I trust her, and I can be myself around her, but this is throwing me off. Is it worth getting over? They're very close and very active in her life, and you haven't met them for 1.5 years? This is probably too close to home for you to get over. It is quite wild to be sitting on this information for 1.5 years, and it only came out now. What comes next? You meet them. It's painfully awkward. Hate the thought of it. Always thinking about any interaction they have. Never-ending spiraling. Can't get it out of your mind. You can try giving it a chance to accept all of it. However, I would put that on a short timeline. If this is going to be something that ruins your state of mind, impossible to be comfortable with, a never-ending spiral, no point in forcing that upon yourself. It's going to be torturous for you. It'll turn into something that ruins you if it can't quickly get over it. She hid that from you for your entire relationship. I'd be wondering what else. She's lied about or hid from you. Trust would be broken for me. That's too much. Up to team. Honestly, dude, I would just break up with her. This is gonna eat at you forever. Kinda F it up, she wants you to meet him. The past is the past, but you don't have to be the guy who accepts it. If you can live with it, you can live with it. If you can't now, you probably won't find a way to be able to, because you are right. Every time these friends are mentioned, or you see them, all you will think is that they had sex with your GF. Also, I will note, I don't think this is insecure behavior. I think insecure behavior would be putting up with it when you clearly have morals or feelings against it. Me personally, no. My 36M husband used AI to remove a friend's clothes 35F. I've been married to my husband for 13 years, and we don't have children. 4 years ago, we had our first slip-up. He had an Instagram that I wasn't a part of, and I didn't mind because I didn't use the platform much. I looked at his account one day, and it was majority porn. 300 plus Insta models. Girls that he just thought were pretty, a few of them underage, which he said was an accident. I don't have strict boundaries with porn, but what actually bothered me was his behavior with friends of ours and his coworkers. Liking their thirst trap photos and being a little too friendly on Messenger, like calling one of them beautiful. He didn't take it seriously then and forced me to do the work of removing the porn from his public account and stopping his behavior. I've tried to trust him since then and leave it alone. We've had our ups and downs, but he's typically a good partner. Something felt off and he was being protective of his phone, so I looked. In his gallery trash were some AI porn photos of a friend of his from high school. She posted bikini pictures on Instagram, and his took screenshots to run them through an AI program to make her naked. When I confronted him, he said he was just curious if it would work. There were also a few screenshots of girls' accounts. He said he wanted to find them and look at them later without adding them. One of the girls is a very obvious young teen in her high school gym uniform, and when you go to her account, she says she's a freshman in high school. His excuse was that to him she looked like she was in college, and that he's attracted to younger women, but not kids. My immediate fear was that he used the AI on that high school girl's photos, and now he might have illegal material hidden in his phone. He says he didn't, but I shouldn't have that fear from my husband. I suggested therapy, but he said it would be more for you than me. I have to decide if I should leave since I find what he's done almost unforgivable. It'll be so hard. He does take good care of me. I'm disabled with a small income. I don't drive due to anxiety and epilepsy, and have only one family member who is my abusive mother to lean on. He's military with a successful career, so being with him keeps me from being homeless and gives me health care. I gave up the dream of having bio children for him because he's infertile. I don't know if I can start over at my age. Is this relationship worth saving? No. And check his phone and emails and group chats for pictures of you and delete them. No. Please leave. This is gross. You've already made your mind up that you are staying. Might as well make peace the fact you are husband likes kids. In all seriousness, I understand your apprehension being disabled, but you need to start making an exit plan as soon as possible. Please leave this man. This is actually disgusting. There are men out there who will not disrespect you like this. Save your phone/photos/texts evidence to an off-site storage. Crimes might be happening behind your back. I'm sorry this is happening. Definitely get therapy for yourself. Condoning or accepting sexualizing minors is a stain that will, I think, be harder to live with, but only you can decide. If he is military, there should be protocols or resources for getting him appropriate consequences. You have options. Think them through and put yourself first. You can take the long view, but I don't know how someone could live with themselves by accepting this. Freshman. In high school.